Welcome, race fans, to our Wheels to Race activity. You are going to be building your Pinewood Derby car. So inside your plastic bag labeled Wheels to Race activity, open me, you will find some step-by-step directions, official directions from the Pinewood Derby if you want to be competition ready. You will find 100 to 150 grit sandpaper, decorations, and inside the box you will find not only your car block for your Pinewood Derby racer, but you will find the Pro Wheel Space and Drill Guide, which is this blue tool here with a couple of holes and a notch at the end. Wheels and axles that are contained in a small plastic cylinder container. And the axles look almost like a nail. So it has a pointy end and then an end with a flat head. You also have a flex weight, which is a flat, bendy-like material, but it's a weight for the car, and you'll read about what to do with that in the directions. You will find some plastic decoration accessories that are also included. There are also stickers to decorate in here, but if you find room for those on your car, feel free to use them. But you can use the decoration kit that we included that has puffy paint and all sorts of other stickers. You also have 2 Hot Wheels race cars that were included in your kit so that you can race your Pinewood Derby car against these guys and see who goes the fastest. Some optional materials you may want to grab from around the house are scissors. Actually, no, you must have some scissors to be able to cut your flex weight. But the optional one would be glue if you want to glue your axles in, but refer to the Pinewood Derby instructions in the videos at the end of the directions for more information about that. So what you're going to want to do first is to organize your work area and materials. Get your wheels all in one place, your axles. Go ahead and take out the Pro Wheel Space and Drill Guide, and you have your car block ready to go. You'll want to familiarize yourself with your car block and then sand your car to get rid of the rough edges and make it smooth. Once you are happy with the smoothness of your vehicle, you may go ahead and move on to decorating. Painting is optional if you have some paint around the house, but it is not necessary. If you are going to paint, you want to make sure that the slots for where your axles go remains nice and clear. So you don't want to put any stickers or paint or anything over the axle slots. So make sure to leave that clear so when you're ready to put the wheels in, they are easy to push in. And so have fun, be creative, decorate your car with how you want it to look. Just remember, the more you put on, the more it's going to weigh. Now that you have decorated your car, if you did use the puffy paint, be sure to let it dry for 4 hours or more so you don't ruin your awesome decorations and your paint job. Make sure you let it dry for a full 4 hours. If you want your car to be competitive, and if you have access to a scale, your car needs to weigh between 4.9 to 5 ounces. If you were to put all the items that were included on your kit, like the wheels with the axles, the decorations, and the flex weight, it would weigh way over 5 ounces. So you need to plan ahead. So with the scissors and the flex weight, you're going to cut the flex weight down so that it fits on the car and makes your car weigh between 4.9 to 5 ounces. The goal is you just don't really want it to go over 5 ounces. And at this point with the flex weight, if you're going to end up having to cover the axle slots on the bottom, that's okay. It actually works out for when you're putting the axles in. Now you're going to peel the cover off to expose the adhesive back of the flex weight. Peel that off and it'll be sticky. And you want to affix the weight to the bottom of the car closest to the back, so as close to the back as possible. This will help you get maximum speed. And so for more information about that, refer to the official Pinewood Derby directions. Alright, so now that you have the weight on the bottom, you are ready to put in your axles and wheels. So it should be feeling a good weight now. Alright. So now you want to put your car block down. You're going to grab a wheel and insert the axle into the tire. And you can do that by putting the pointy part of the axle through the hole in the flatter textured part of the wheel. Alright, holding onto that wheel, you're going to put the car block on its side. And you're going to get the Pro Wheel Space and Drill Guide. Find the thin end with the notch. Place the notch opening over the axle slot on the car block. It'll be helpful if you have a teammate for the rest of the steps, but it's not necessary. Take the wheel and axle and begin to slowly press the pointy end of the axle into the slot on the car block. And you're going to slowly and gently keep pressing down. Using your thumb can be helpful here. Press as much as you can from the top. And as you saw here, we were using a flat object to help put even pressure down on the wheel as you press. Then you can flip the car over and continue pressing. You could even flip the car on its side where the wheel is in once it's stable and press down on the car to push it in further. And so you want to make sure that the wheel spins, and that's what the Pro Wheel Space and Drill Guide is for. It helps to make sure that you have the proper spacing between the wheel and the car. You don't want it too loose because it'll make your car wobble, and you don't want it too tight because then the wheel won't spin. And that looks like it's a good spacing there. Or is there too much room? Looks like you could go down a little bit further. So you're going to repeat this for all the rest of the wheels, the 3 that you have left. Now that you are finishing putting that 4th wheel in, you can use a hammer if needed with an adult to tap in the axle further, but be careful not to break the wheel or the block. So once the wheel is fit against that spacer, you can remove the spacer, which you've been doing for each wheel, and make sure each wheel is secure and spinning. And then a recommended option from the official Pinewood Derby directions is to lubricate your wheels and axles to reduce friction. This is actually the single most important thing that will make your car go fast. So Pinewood Pro suggests using graphite, which is not included here, to lubricate your axles. But if you happen to have some around, you can squirt some graphite into both sides of the wheel bore where the axle goes through to get the wheels lubricated so it goes super fast. So at the end of the 2-page of directions, there's a link to the official instructions and some helpful videos to help you build the best Pinewood Derby car that you can. Then you will need to make a ramp for racing. And also at the end of your directions, there are several links to videos and websites that show creative ways to create tracks out of cardboard or wood or other items that you might have around the house. So stay tuned and we will show you our racing ramp. Good luck and see you at the races.
Hello racers, welcome back. Your cars are ready to go, but they need someplace to go. So now you need to make a ramp. We looked around our office and we found some items that we think we can fashion together to make a ramp so that we can test our derby car against the Hot Wheels car. So here's just a box that we pulled the tape off of, and the box can be flattened out, and we could maybe cut the sides off in order to get a nice wide long ramp. We also found some just pieces of scrap cardboard laying around, so this can also be cut down and shaped as we need. We found an old sign that's made out of foam board. So the foam board is pretty sturdy. We're thinking this might make a nice rolling surface. And this is a nice find. It was a large printer paper roll box. So we are thinking we might be able to cut one side off, and that way we can have rails on both sides so that the car goes straight down the middle. And think of it as like bumpers. You go to the bowling alley and put the bumpers up. And we also found some wrapping paper tubes. So we just want to use a flat piece of cardboard. We could somehow attach the wrapping paper tubes to the sides, again, so that the car doesn't roll off the side. Or we could put several rows together and make different chutes so that each car can have its own chute when it goes down. And then just a plastic tub, maybe a laundry basket or another kind of box, so that we can put our ramp up high so that it starts on a higher surface and then will slope down towards the finish line. So we're going to see what we can put together. Welcome back. We have created a masterpiece here, as you can see. Let me walk you through this. We used our plastic tub upside down as this starting block. Our racers are lined up and ready to go. We had to make some modifications to our Hot Wheels cars. We noticed they were no competition for glimmering, glitz and glimmer over here. So we added some weight to the bottom of the Mustang and put a little bit of weight on the top of the McLaren. But we also have a little Nissan here that's trying to hold his own, factory built. All right, so we did long piece of cardboard coming straight down, and there's a little bit of a bump where the two pieces meet. So we smoothed it out with tape, and we made some rails along the sides because we want our cars to stay on the flat portion all the way to the end of the table, where we have another piece of cardboard that was a little wet, so it just bent very, very nicely into a slope. And where we sealed the next piece of cardboard, again, there was quite a lip, so it took a little bit of finagling and testing to figure out that the top piece of cardboard needs to overlap the bottom piece so that the car doesn't fly off. We also noticed on some of our trial runs that the cars would make it to the second layer, but then they would run off the side and then just crash and burn. So we took a blade and scored the sides of the cardboard and folded them up to make some guardrails. And these guardrails have saved many, many Hot Wheels wheels from hitting the hard tile. And then once they get back to this get down to this very, very lower portion, they're pretty much on their own. If the car makes it down here and is on all four wheels with the rubber side down, then we consider that a win. If they land anywhere outside of the cardboard, then they gotta go back to the shop for some repairs. So let's see what we got here. We're gonna start out. We got our glamour mobile. Oh, hold on a second.
Lost some glamour.
We're losing. Whoa, we're losing
Premature start.